Om Shanti. Today Baba in the Murli is talking about doing every action in soul consciousness and how such actions would make us viceless. And today Baba makes it very clear in the Murli that being viceless is not about giving up action, giving up karma. Baba says that we became vicious through karma. We didn't become vicious without karma. And we become viceless through karma. It's not that when you don't do karma, you'll become viceless, and when you do karma, you'll become vicious. No. So, sometimes when we discuss in the class about not reacting, then, so you say that there is a situation and somebody is getting angry on you or abusing you, and you don't react. Then sometimes children ask, so should we not do anything? Because we have equated no reaction with no action. We always tend to think that when we are not reacting, we don't need to act also. But Baba says, you don't need to not act to not react. You can be completely in action, completely active, and you can be completely viceless. And when will you be viceless? When you remember you are a soul. And when you are in body consciousness, you become vicious. So, in order to become viceless, you don't have to change your context. You don't have to stop being in the family or leave your job. What you have to change is your consciousness of who you are. And another thing that is related to it is your perception of who the other person is. And when you are in soul consciousness, you see the other one as a soul. And you don't see the other one according to their sanskars. So, today ask yourself a very simple question. Do you identify with your sanskars, your acquired sanskars? Or do you identify with your original sanskars? So you see, I am a soul, and originally I am a pure, loveful, peaceful, self-aware, powerful soul. But I have acquired sanskars. I have anger, I have ego, I have greed, I have jealousy. But then, do I see myself as a peaceful, loveful, pure child of Baba? Or do I see myself as a angry, irritable, anxious being? That is the question you need to ask yourself. And if you can separate who you are from who you have become, if you can make this distinction very clear that I'm not my sanskar, I have it and I can deal with it, but I am a pure, peaceful child of Baba. If you can have this clarity within you, then when you're dealing with others also, you can have this clarity that this child of Baba may have this sanskar, but he is not that sanskar. He is that peaceful, pure being. And the thing is, we are creating the world through our vision. Jaisi drishti, vaisi srishti. So the way we are perceiving everyone and everything is changing how they are becoming. And there is a very good law which says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. But the problem lies with the way we are looking at everything and everyone. When you meet someone and you see them as the sanskars they have, then you are giving power to those weak sanskars. And you are making them an embodiment of those weak sanskars increasingly. You are reinforcing those weak sanskars in them. But if we just made this effort to see ourselves as pure children of Baba, if I make this effort to see myself as this pure, peaceful, powerful child of Baba, then I will be able to perceive everyone differently. And when I perceive everyone differently, then they will be able to shift from how they see themselves. And this is such a powerful spiritual mechanism. And every spiritual child should be able to take advantage or benefit of this mechanism. But are we taking enough benefit of it? And do you understand that whatever we see in the other is a projection of how I perceive myself? We don't understand this very much. But how you see others, how you respond to others is never about them. It's always about you. How they behave is about them. But how you perceive their behavior is about you. And how you perceive their behavior decides how you respond to them and what you are creating of them. So it doesn't really matter if somebody is not behaving properly. The truth is, it doesn't matter at all if somebody is not behaving properly, because their behavior is not there, it's here. And when you are perceiving it, your own personality, your own consciousness is playing a very big role. And if you can just change your consciousness about yourself, then it will change how you perceive everybody's behavior. And these days I have experienced in more than one cases how this is actually working. And ever since I started developing compassion for myself, instead of rejecting myself for who I am, instead of hating myself for my sanskars, I have started having compassion for myself by knowing that I am a child of Baba. I am very valuable. I am very pure, peaceful, powerful, loveful. And I have started dealing with my sanskars with compassion. And when I have started doing that, then I see that even if somebody is not behaving properly with me, I'm able to be very compassionate with them. Instead of rejecting them, or instead of, finding faults with them, I have faith in them because I have faith in myself. Because I have self-compassion, I have compassion for them also. And I have been talking about this power of compassion ever since I came to Baba, because we learned to talk from Baba. But in the last few years, I have really seen the power of compassion. When you let go of your complaints and when you just have compassion for the other soul and you understand completely that it is the sanskars that are weak, and you have complete faith in the purity of that other soul, then I have seen that this compassion is able to magically uplift that soul from that state of being, weak and incapable of good behavior, to someone who becomes very respectful and very good in behavior. But we need to develop this within ourselves. And the only practice that enables us to do that is building this state of soul consciousness. And as much as you identify with your original sanskars, with your spiritual personality, not with what you have acquired while playing a part on the stage. So, when these days actors, movie actors, or television serial actors or drama actors, when they continue to play a role, they also feel that some part of the personality of the character they are playing has become a part of their personality. And this starts to happen, but then they have to make an attempt to separate that and see that this is my personality and this is the personality of the character I have played for a long time. Similarly, we need to separate, we need to find those times during the day. And Baba has given us a very specific time, the time of Amrit Vela, when we have to sit and separate the characters that I play during the day from who I really am. And I have to sit in the awareness and reinforce my original personality so that it kind of, this reinforcement makes us do away with other things that we have acquired during the day or all through this journey. So Baba says that do this reinforcement of seeing yourself as a soul and seeing yourself as how it feels like to be a soul. So a soul is completely pure, peaceful, loveful, powerful. You are a child of Baba and you can always feel His protection, His love, His sustenance. So that is the feeling of being a soul, the feeling of being a child of Baba. And the more you sit in this feeling, you will be able to make a distinction between all that you have acquired while playing different roles and who you really are. And when you come into action, make sure your original personality prevails over your acquired one. And when you do that slowly, gradually, you will be able to bring out the best in others also by keeping their purity, their peace, and their spiritual virtues in your awareness. So this is something that Baba is saying today. Baba says, it doesn't matter what you do, It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you have or what you have. What matters is what consciousness you are in. And that determines whether you are becoming vicious day by day or viceless day by day. So this is the thing that Baba says. And I would like to also elaborate on today's blessing. And it's a very beautiful blessing. And today Baba says that you are a Sita and you are supposed to stay within the line of the code of conduct. Just like Sita was asked to stay within the Lakshman Rekha. Lakshman Rekha is the line of the code of conduct. So Baba says, you, the Sita, are also asked to stay within the line of the code of conduct. And what did Ravan do? Ravan knew exactly that I don't have to make too much effort. The only thing I have to do is make Sita cross that line of code of conduct. Yes? And once she's out of that line, then everything is easy. I can just take her and fly away. So Ravan's attempt was to make Sita cross that line of code of conduct. And Baba says, here also, what Maya does is, Maya calls you out to step over that line of code of conduct. And Baba says, you, the children, are directed to discern who Maya is and how Maya is working. Okay? Do you recognize Maya? Yes, I will tell you one thing from experience. We recognize Baba very easily because Baba reveals himself to us. But it takes a long time, long time to recognize Maya. And this is why Maya keeps deceiving us. And after we get deceived, lose our spiritual power, sometimes we come to find out that, okay, this was Maya and I got thrown away. But then it stays for a short time, and then the next time Maya comes in a different, veil, and she puts up a different face, we again get deceived. But when I was reading the blessing today, I really thanked Baba so many times from the heart for giving us such a simple way, very easy method to discern Maya, to understand what Maya is and how Maya is trying to trick you. So, Baba says, who is Maya? What is Maya? How do you figure that out? It's very, very easy. Anything that is making you cross your line of conduct is Maya. And what is the code of conduct that Baba has given us? Now, Baba has given us a code of conduct for everything. Every single thing, Baba has given us a code of conduct for. Now, let's start with the code of conduct for the mind. So, Baba has said that you don't have to remember the body and bodily beings. Yes, Baba has said that nothing of this world should linger on your mind. The only thing that should linger on your mind is Baba. Have you seen when you use your computer or your phone, whenever you are using it, you have something on the screen. But as soon as you stop using it for some time, then there is a screensaver which comes up. And this is the way our mind has to function. So whenever you have to act on something, you think those thoughts, you think about it, you act. But as soon as that action is over, the only picture, the only thought that should be there on the screen of your mind is Baba. Nothing of this world should linger on your mind. That's Baba's Srimad. And whenever you see yourself crossing that line of code of conduct, whenever you see yourself thinking about a bodily being or your own body, yes, more than necessary. What is a necessary thought? A necessary thought is when you have to act on the basis of that thought. Yes, so when you're taking bath, you have to see, you have to clean your body, right? So you clean your body. But after that, once you've cleaned your body, once you've combed your hair, once you've put on your dress, there is no need to think about the body. But if you're still thinking about the body, that's Maya. When you are talking to somebody, you are talking to them. But then Baba says that when you are engaging with them, the code of conduct for the drishti is you don't see the body, you see the soul in the body. And if there is anything that is making you see the body instead of the one who has the body, then that is Maya. So Baba says, check every moment whether you are inside the line of code of conduct. And whatever reason it is, the reasons are plenty. And Maya is very good at giving reasons. And Maya will give you a very good reason to keep some bodily being in your awareness or in your thought. Maya will tell you, oh, your mother is unwell. How can you not think about her? So it's your duty to think about her. It's not your duty to think about her. It's your duty to remember Baba. It's your duty to get her a hospital or a good care or do the needful if the body of your mother is unwell. But then it's not your duty to think about her. You search for the hospital, you get her admitted, or you provide the necessary care, and then your duty is to remember Baba. But Maya will trick you into thinking about bodily beings or your own body. And that is when you should understand this is Maya. And Maya will give you very good reasons. Maya will douse you in a wave of fear, in a wave of attachment, in a wave of attraction. And then Maya will make you think about bodily beings and the physical world. But Baba says, that is the job of Maya. That is what Ravan does. Ravan's only job is to pull you out of that line of code of conduct. And you have to be very discerning about this. And it is amazing how Baba has given us such a simple method to discern Maya, because sometimes, it's very difficult for children to discern how Maya is acting. And today's blessing is really a big blessing that Baba has given to discern Maya. And then what is the guideline that Baba has given for speech? Baba has told, Kam bolo, dheere bolo, meetha bolo. Yes, speak less, speak sweet, and speak slow. Your words should be sweet, less, and slow. And whenever you are under any emotion which is making you speak otherwise, whenever Maya tries to tell you that you are correcting a situation and you need to be loud and you need to be harsh, you should know that's Maya. Because when Baba has given you this direction that you speak sweetly, softly, and slowly. So when Baba has given you this direction, it means that every work can be done by speaking in this manner. And if you cross that line, then you're creating a vikarma. And just check for yourself. If you do vikarma through the mouth, your mind cannot stay still. Whenever you speak more, whenever you speak loudly, you will keep repeating what you spoke in your mind, and your mind cannot get off the words you spoke. Have you seen that? Your mind cannot be at peace when you have broken the code of conduct of the speech. And Baba has given us the code of conduct for action, that every action should be nirvikari, viceless. So no action should be done under the influence of lust, anger, ego, attachment, and greed. You are earning, you are serving, you are cooking, you are giving, you are taking. All day actions are going on. And every action you have to check what is the intention behind the action. Is my action driven by greed or lust or ego or anger or attachment? Or is my action driven by this unlimited awareness of who I am and that I'm a world server? So Baba has given us this very clear code of conduct, that in our inside you have to be nirakari. So you never have to think of yourself as a body, never see another one's body. And in the speech you have to be nirhankari. So never should your speech cross the line of being speaking softly, slowly, and sweetly, or less. And then in your actions you have to be nirakari. And then Baba has given us the code of conduct for sleep and waking up. I'm only mentioning a few because in the Murli you are getting the code of conduct every day. And every day Baba is talking about what is the line for a Brahmin life and what is the code which you have to follow and not overstep. But let's just recapitulate some of them today. And Baba has given us the time to sleep as 10 o'clock. Das to bas. Das to bas. And whatever keeps you awake after 10 is Maya. Whatever keeps you awake after 10 is Maya. If somebody calls you up and says, I'm in a pathetic state, I'm not feeling well, and you speak some gyan to me after 10 p.m., that's Maya. Because that's the time to sleep for you and for them as well. The time for gyan is not that. But sometimes, somebody will call you and they will make you feel like this is the only time they are going to listen to gyan, and that's the time they are going to listen to the whole of gyan and become a gyani. But that's not Baba, that's Maya. Because that's disturbing your discipline. Your time to wake up is 4, and whatever keeps you sleeping after 4 is Maya. So whatever is making you refrain from your timetable and mind table, that's Maya. Anything that comes between you and the Murli is Maya. Anything and anyone that stops you from listening to the Murli, even if it's your own mind, even when your mind says, maybe the Murli is the same yesterday, that's because that's an act of Maya. Because Maya doesn't want you to study. Do you know what people who spread terrorism do? They keep people uneducated. So whenever any institution or any entity is trying to make you a slave, the first thing they do is convince you that education is not important and cut off the sources of education. Because if you're not educated, you don't have power. Knowledge is power. And when it comes to spiritual education, Maya also does the same thing. Maya cuts off your intent, your inclination, your interest. Maya discourages you from Murli. And whatever thoughts you get which discourage you from reading the Murli or attending the Manthan class is an act of Maya. And you all are very well aware that 2 days of this disconnect and you go back to being the person you were. And that change you were feeling starts to get less and less. And this is what Maya does. So anything that takes you away from your daily discipline of Murli, of Amrit Vela, of sleeping in time, of maintaining purity of thought, word and action, all that is Maya. And Maya comes in very attractive forms, in very royal forms. And you feel like you're doing some seva, or you feel like you were really busy or that was important, but then that's how Maya tricks you. And this is why in that story you read that Ravan came in the form of a Brahman, and then he called out to Sita's morality by saying, will you not come out and give the alms to a Brahman? That's a sin. And this is why he lured Sita into crossing that line of conduct. And Maya does the same thing. It will give you very beautiful reasons to not stay in the line of conduct. And Baba says, discern Maya and take care of yourself, because only a Brahmin who stays within the line of conduct that Baba has given us is a safe Brahmin, and a Brahmin who is continuously ensuring Baba's protection and sustenance. So this is today's Murli. And today is Shri Krishna Janmashtami. And today Baba in the Murli says something very beautiful. So, Baba always says that there is only praise of one, Baba. Because when Baba comes, we become deities. But then children ask Baba, Baba, we know that Shri Krishna is the first prince of the golden age, and so why should we not celebrate? Yes, so we must celebrate the birthday of the first prince of Satyug, and this is what children say. And then what does Baba say? Baba says, Acha, I can call the soul of Krishna and the soul can play and dance. So Baba says, not only can you celebrate, we can actually immerse the soul of Sri Krishna in bhog, and the soul will be sent by Baba, and you can play and dance with that soul. And Baba says, what else would he do? The gopis and gopis are here. Yes, and in the scriptures you read that Sri Krishna danced with the gopis and gopis. And Baba says in Satyug there are no gopis and gopis. There are prince and princesses. But here you are the gopis and gopis. The ones who are in love with Baba and the ones who are in love with Sri Krishna. So Baba says, you can not only celebrate, you can actually do a lot of ras with Sri Krishna in bhog today. So now when we go very lovingly to the subtle world and offer bhog to Baba, then see that Baba emerges the soul of Sri Krishna and that you are blissfully dancing as a gop or a gopi with that Sri Krishna soul, with that first prince of Satyug. So let's go for bhog. Wait for a minute or two and I will redirect you to the bhog room. Just stay in Baba's remembrance until then. Om Shanti.